The Galactic Council chamber was silent, the air thick with despair. Representatives from a dozen star systems, their faces a mixture of grief and fear, listened as the High Chancellor spoke. The Crimson Death, a plague of unparalleled virulence, was sweeping through the quadrant, leaving entire planets lifeless in its wake. All their advanced medical science, all their millennia of knowledge, had proven useless against it. 97% mortality. Extinction was no longer a possibility. It was a mathematical certainty. Then the doors to the chamber opened. In walked two figures, small and bipedal, clad in simple functional uniforms. They were the new arrivals, the representatives from a backwater planet called Earth, humanity. They were so new to the galactic stage, many still considered them primitives. The female, Jessica, approached the podium. She'd been listening from the antechamber. "We've analyzed the viral data you broadcasted," she said, her voice clear and calm. "It's a retrovirus with a particularly aggressive protein shell. Nasty stuff?" The council stared. How could she be so casual? "We believe we can help." A murmur rippled through the hall. Morat H., a reptilian being whose species was on the brink, spoke, her voice trembling. "Help? How?" "Our top bioengineers have failed. This plague unravels DNA itself." Jessica's partner, Michael, stepped forward, holding a datapad. "With all due respect," he began, "your top bioengineers evolved on planets that are essentially galactic gardens. Your immune systems are well, they're a bit sheltered." He tapped the pad. "We cross-referenced the Crimson Death's genetic markers with our own planetary archives. We've seen similar structures before. On Earth, we have billions of them. We call them the common cold and the flu." The silence that followed was absolute, a profound, galaxy-spanning confusion. Victor, a towering insectoid warrior, clacked his mandibles in disbelief. "Are you saying this apocalyptic scourge is trivial to you?" Jessica shook her head. "Not trivial. It's dangerous, for sure. But your species have had millennia of peace, living in sterile environments. Humans come from a planet that has been actively trying to kill us for 4 billion years. We've had viruses, bacteria, fungi, parasites, and even our own flora and fauna trying to take us out. Every day is a biological war zone. Our immune systems aren't just a defense mechanism. They're a standing army forged in a planetary crucible. What's wiping you out is something our bodies recognize and neutralize in a matter of hours. So you'll help us?" Morath asked, a fragile hope dawning in her voice. "Of course," Jessica said firmly. "Medical teams are already on their way. We'll share everything, our antibody research, treatment protocols, the works. But you need to understand something." She looked around the chamber, her gaze sweeping across the alien faces. "Humans aren't gods. We're not invincible. We just learned how to punch back against a planet that never stops throwing punches. Now that we're part of this community, your enemies are our enemies. Your plagues are our plagues. And we'll fight them together, stubbornly and without giving up." Victor's mandibles spread in what Jessica had come to recognize as a smile. "Then perhaps the galaxy has gained something more valuable than we realized. Not conquerors, but survivors who simply refuse to quit." Michael grinned. "That's humanity in a nutshell. Too stubborn to die." Within 72 hours, human medical ships arrived. Within 2 weeks, mortality rates plunged from 97% to 12%. Within a month, the Crimson Death was reclassified from an extinction-level threat to a manageable outbreak. The galaxy learned a vital lesson that year. Never underestimate a species that evolved fighting its own planet every single day. Because while the Crimson Death was the deadliest virus known to the galaxy, it had never met a species that looked at an apocalypse and called it a bad flu season. And somewhere back on Earth, someone was heading to work with a slight fever, insisting they were fine, completely unaware that their species had just saved the galaxy. Some things its scenes never change. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tailies from across the cosmos. We'll see you in the next one.